Guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about weeks 25 to 30 for our 8th year of homeschooling. Hi, my name is Sharday. I'm a homeschool mom to 5 children. Their ages are 11, 8, 6, and then I have 3-year-old twins. And like in the intro, I said we're going to talk about how things have been going. We have actually been, head down doing the things. I've kind of cleared our schedule out we used to be doing something like every day, and now we are just doing our homeschool co-op on Mondays, and then on Thursdays we have homeschool PE, and all these things are at the rec center. So the co-op is just a play co-op. We don't do any educational things, but sometimes my daughter will bring her art supplies and do some things with the littles, which I think is pretty cool for her. She wants to be an art teacher, so what way to learn better than with the littles, the other kids just play, or they can do an art activity, or there are structural games, and there's also the playground. And then on Thursdays, that's the homeschool PE, where the people in the county, some people are not exactly in our county, but there's about a good 50 to 60 kids that show up, and the moms get to chat while the gym teacher and the kids do their thing. So that's always a highlight for especially my 8-year-old. He definitely enjoys more active things. And so if we're not doing anything active, so on Mondays and Thursdays, I don't have to worry about it. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, we've been going on bike rides. They've been going on bike rides. I've been walking with the twins with the weighted vest, and that's been super helpful for just my active kids' mental. I was telling my husband the other day, I was like, if we're not doing something active before school, it really is hard to keep my 8-year-old's attention. And so he's nice and tired, and he used to be the kid where I could only get him like sit down for 5 minutes. That is it. And so then he'd have to go do something and come back. And with us being more active, he's able to sit through every one of his lessons consistently through the whole thing. So, and it could be because he's 8 also, that he's doing a lot better. But anyway, to the curriculum. So we'll start with the twins. They're not doing anything formal, but I did think that for next year, should probably print out the preschool curriculum that I use. It was something that I found online for like $10, and it does have lesson plans. I'm not going to be able to do everything in the lesson plans, but I can at least get the book list, and then we can kind of go where the wind blows us. I can only really dedicate probably 30 minutes to them, but they'll be 3 going on 4, so this will be like their first pre-K year, which I think will be fine. I might not even dedicate a full 30 minutes. It will be the book and some type of activity that they could do on their own. And then for my kindergartner, he's doing great. He actually finished his science. We're using the was it Harcourt Science? I'll put a picture up to show you, but he's done with that. He is almost done with math with confidence level K. And if you're new here, we did start out with Saxon Math Kindergarten. There's nothing wrong with it. I actually loved it. The only thing was that I was bored with it, and when he was 3, I used it with my current 2nd grader, my 8-year-old. And so some of those activities he did with him. Did he do them right? No, at 3, no. But he was able to some of it was categorizing and, playing with the little bears and patterns and things like that. So I think that was the issue. I don't even know if I'm going to use it for my twins. And actually I might use it for my twins when they're like pre-K year when they're 4 going on 5, the year before kindergarten. That way they can do some of the activities. I actually liked it. So we'll see how that goes. So they'll do that, and they will probably do teach your child to read in 100 easy lessons. But anyway, yeah, back to my kindergartner. He also is working on from phonics to reading level K. I have gotten to the point now that if he already knows the letter sound, we go ahead and skip that lesson. So a lesson is actually 5 days, and I will just incorporate the worksheet and the handwriting into the next lesson where he doesn't know. That way he's still getting review, but also it's not boring to him. He's caught on rather quickly to reading, and I would probably commend that to Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons that I did with him in pre-K. So we are moving through that. He is more than halfway done. I think he's on lesson like 16. So he's just barely halfway done. We're just coming off of our break. So today is the day that we start back with our homeschooling. I should have done it last week when we were on break, but we were doing VBS and I was tired after each day and I didn't really have the time to record the video. But anyway, yeah, that's all he was doing. And then my 8-year-old, he's doing from phonics to reading level A, the red book. And I must say, I am proud. There's something to that when they turn 8 thing that's happening with the reading. We're not having as much frustration with it. He's also doing the Harcourt readers, and he moved on to the second book. So he is on lesson 9 in the red book, which I don't perceive us finishing this year, which is okay. I think it did take my daughter till she was in 3rd grade when she finished the red book, and then the next level moved faster, and then the next level, that's what we're currently on with her. Also Donovan is on apology and math level 2. No complaints here. This is my second time using it. He absolutely loves it. There's activities for him to do. It keeps him engaged. The actual practice does not take him very long. So sometimes if it doesn't take us 20 minutes, I will move him on to the next lesson. And then sometimes if it does, then we'll just stick with one. Some of the lessons have longer practice problems, but I see why, because they're important and they're foundational to math. So, and he does not complain about when there's long days. So we'll just stick with that. Those are his 2 core subjects. We haven't started geography. We finished history and we finished science this year, which was, we did history, we did story of the world, and then we did apologia science, the flying creatures. So we're going to move on to botany next year, and we'll probably start that in July, being as though we'll start that in August, because I think we're going to take the month of July off. But we definitely we definitely need something else to do, but I just haven't picked up geography, and I don't know if it's just because I'm tired and we did finish those other topics, or if the teaching 3 children how to read is overcoming me. But hey, we got the 2 important things done. I do want to pick up geography because that's important, but then I also have a U.S. histories unit. I mean, not U.S. histories. I have a U.S. states unit that I want to do with them, and I bought these stickers from the Dollar Tree, and I thought this would be cool for them to use in their journals once we do each state. So I'm thinking maybe I'll need to do that, because my daughter is in the 5th going to the 6th, and she doesn't know all of the states yet, and I think that might be more important. I don't know. I just need to figure out what we're going to do next. We have not been doing art, but I've been kind of leaving that up to my 11-year-old daughter to do, because she has had some projects that she worked on. Actually, one of her projects, she's being honored at the state capitol for her artwork, and then she worked with a local artist on a art installation. So I haven't really needed even to do art, because the other kids are only interested if we really pull it out. Now, there are times when my kindergartner, his reading curriculum, ask him to draw something, and I'll use that opportunity to pull up Art Hub for Kids. Is that the one where they draw? Whatever. I'll use that for him to draw things. And then in my son's handwriting, they will tell him to draw something too. And I'll use that opportunity to pull up Art Hub for Kids. So it's not like we're not doing it. We're just not doing anything formal. The next thing is my 11-year-old. She has moved up a level from phonics to reading. She's on the last level, which is the level C. I thought that we'd be able to move through it pretty quickly, but I decided, so in each level they do talk about spelling, and I haven't really been focusing on it because my thought was like, hey, if they know how to read, they know how to spell. Joke's on me, that does not correlate with some of my children. So she is one of them. And so if it's not phonetic, she struggles. And so I've slowed down, and I've used that optional spelling curriculum in there to hone in on the spelling. So we are doing one lesson a day because we are focusing on spelling. We also are using the Harcourt Language Arts, and we are on grade 4, book 4, and because there's 6 books in total. And so we read a story about a kite, and then there was a library book recommendation on a book called Dragon Wings, and it's a historical fiction book from a young boy and his father who would migrate to San Francisco. So she's been reading that, and I couldn't have been more like flabbergasted when they referenced America as a demon country. And so we paused. We definitely talked about why other countries would consider us to be demons, because even in today, with the things that are going on with Iran, they call us, is it the white demons or something? I can't remember, but just the things that America has done and like what would warrant someone to say that. So we have gone into some deep conversations. I absolutely love this book, and I'm glad that I'm not using a popular Christian curriculum, because that book would have never been suggested. And so I'm all for all of that. So what I did do is I bought a comprehension guide off of Teachers Pay Teachers, and then so all it is just questions, and then there's some open-ended questions. So because I want her to pay attention to what she's actually reading. And so at the end of each question, I think on the teacher's part, there are like 3 or 4 open-ended questions, and then there's 8 vocabulary words. So those vocabulary words I also purchased. No, I didn't. I didn't purchase it. This was free. I downloaded a vocabulary, we call it a vocabulary diagram, a vocabulary something. I'll put a picture up here. Where she has to do the word, draw a picture, write a sentence, antonyms, synonyms. And so she's going to do that for all the words. And then, so it's 8 words per chapter. There's 12 chapters. And then, I added a question about our faith. So, like for instance, I'll give you an example. For number 1, not number 1, but for chapter 1, this is going to be part of our open-ended like questions. I'll probably even just do it in front of the other kids. The land of the demons. So that's chapter 1. So how should followers of God respond when they are treated unfairly or misunderstood in a new place? And so that brings this child and his father's experience to how you would feel, and then how, because of what we believe, what does the word say about this? Or, like not even negating, you are a human, you are a person, and you have feelings, but let's ground it in what are some possible ways that we can advocate for ourselves. Loving it. Okay, so, and we are reading this book together. So she'll read a page, I'll read a page. we are on, I think, chapter 3. I think today, because I have a lot to do, today is her independent. Oh, that's a whole nother thing. Today she has no active seat time with me, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow her to listen to chapter 3 so I can work on the boys. Now, our schedule hasn't changed, but I actually have grounding for what our schedule is, because I've been doing it, but I don't know how to express what I'm doing. And so I'm only actively teaching seat time with 2 kids a day. And so they're on a rotation. Today is her technical day off, and we call it day off because this means that they are doing independent work. So sometimes I will front load things. So for example, today I am working with my kindergartner and my 2nd grader. My kindergartner, I might give him an extra lesson, or tomorrow, because we are skipping lessons, I will give him about 4 worksheets of the lessons that he skipped for review. And so he, on his independent work days, the only thing he does is handwriting because he's not fully on his own yet. So he will do handwriting and a couple of sheets of whatever lessons we skipped in his language arts. And he loves math. He might on his own go ahead and do a couple of sheets in math if it doesn't require me to teach him anything. He's working on addition, so he'll just go get his blocks, his linking cubes, and start working on that. That would be what his independent day will look like for Tuesday, because I'm not working with him. Today, for my 8-year-old, he will be doing all the things, his language arts and his math, and then I see him again the next day, so I don't have to front load anything. But I will possibly front load his math so that he can get another lesson done. And then he's also doing he'll also do handwriting. And that's it. I bought the Math Mammoth skills review sheets about 2 years ago when they were on sale. And so if he ever needs something to do, that's what he does. But he, on his independent work days, he does a lot of Lego building and a lot of he'll do typing, he'll do just things that he's interested in. There's enough time where he's good to go. And so yeah, today is actually my daughter's independent day, so she'll listen to Dragon Wings, she'll do her handwriting, she'll do her math review, she'll do her time review. Oh, and my 8-year-old, he does addition timed tests, and so he will do that on his independent day too. She will probably do some type of writing, like maybe a paragraph, and then that'll be it for her for today. So yeah, that's it. As for me, I am actually graduating from seminary June 26, 2027, but I finished my winter classes, and so we are starting our spring classes this Saturday. I only have 2. I have one Reformed theology class, and then I also will be taking a history elective on African American spiritual writings. So that should be fun. I have to take the history elective because I actually started at a different seminary, and so they're requiring me to take a history elective at this class so they can accept my history course that I took at another seminary. Anywho, that's what my life is looking like. And then next year I only have 3 classes. So I need to take a Church in the World class, I need to take an ethics course, and then I also need to take a worship course. And then I'm out of there. So I'm also going to add a independent study on what it looks like for generational healing through repentance. And I'm thinking that's going to be my PhD work. But for another time, another video, we will discuss that. And then just lately, I think one, I feel blessed that I figured out a schedule that works for me and my sanity. Trying not to do all the things is really, really got to me. And I just think there is a level of rest that comes with homeschooling and Sabbath that we don't talk about. Like, we can run ourselves ragged, but we're not supposed to run ourselves ragged. Like, we should, homeschooling is something that kind of goes within the rhythms of our home. And I'm finally understanding that, like, us repeating the school schedule doesn't serve us any good. So does my homeschool look like school? Absolutely. We're very academic, but in the sense that, do you have to go to school every day? No, not for us, because, well, she is going, technically, my kids are going to school every day, but to have active seat time every day, no. And that's the luxury. That's one of the benefits of homeschooling, that we get to create a schedule that works for us. And so if you are not suffering, but if you are struggling with a schedule, and I have multiple grades going on. I have a middle schooler coming up. It is a lot on the person that's actually teaching the children. And so I just decided this year that I'm not going to stress. And one of the ways I'm not going to stress is that I've got to lighten my load a little bit. And my oldest is moving more into a little bit of independence. So that doesn't mean she does everything on her own. No. But next year I would also still like to move a little bit more into more independence. And so she's not quite there yet, but there is something to be said that, she should be doing a little bit more on her own come next year. So especially her vocabulary, the Sadler vocabulary word workshop, that is going to start to be completely on her. And then because I have my math academy, I told her that I'm going to set her up in my class. So that'll be for pre-algebra. So that will be something that she will not have. Well, she still has fifth and sixth grade to do. So actually it won't be until she's seventh grade, but I'm going to put her in my math academy. So I don't have to worry about, I'm going to put all my kids in my math academy starting in pre-algebra. So that'll be pretty fun. Also, she's enjoying Apologia. She is on level 4. I don't know if she's on unit 3. And so her goal, it bothers her that it says level 4. It doesn't bother me, because I know that I'd rather for her to understand the concept than because it's level 5. It's a level. It doesn't say level. It doesn't say grade for a reason. And that's what I love about it, that it can be, we can go at our child's pace. But it does bother her that it says level 4. It doesn't bother me one bit, because if you don't understand basic concepts, you're going to struggle when it comes to the upper level math. So that has been just me kind of talking to her, like, don't try to rush through it, because I'm not gonna let her rush through it. If you don't understand it, we're not moving on. And that's just where we are with it. So yeah, the things that God is speaking to me about lately is just staying the course with all the things, and just resting in him with all the things, and that he's got me with all the things. And yeah, that's about it. So if you haven't heard it today, just know that our Heavenly Father loves you, he adores you, and that he rides across the heavens looking and watching out for you, and that he loves you. Don't forget to drink your water and repent. Bye.